Sorry, I'm just, I mean, as you call that radio TV, we're back, we're back. Here, some of these have done quite well. That was a quick 1-2 buckle my shoe. And for people who don't know, we're just actually live with another interview with the amazing Becca Starr. And now we're going to go live to Dictator.
Yo, how you doing, man?
I'm good, mate, I'm good. Sorry if I got... Are you from a West Lothian?
We are from West Lothian, mate.
West Lothian,
the
mate, okay.
best Lothian.
The best, West Lothian's best. Is it rivalry? Because I was like, I better not get the wrong Lothian.
Nah, I don't think there's any rivalry, mate. Like, West Lothian seems really separated from the other two Lothians anyway. Do you know what I mean? We feel more like Lanarkshire or whatever that is.
Yeah.
Over to the other side of me.
So is that kind of like Livingston kind of way?
Aye, well that's where I am right now. And that's
Right,
where
amazing.
we're all
Shout
from,
outs to Livingston. Yeah, I know. I know Livingston.
Doesn't get many of them, mate. I tell you that.
It's getting bigger. Livingston's a thing. Livingston's a real thing now.
It is, mate.
You've
It
some
is.
celebrity success stories, haven't you?
West Lothian does. I don't know if Livy has, man. A lot of the amazing artists and musicians that are coming out of like West Lothian, they're coming for like the smaller villages and that. They're not actually coming for the big town that is Livingston. But aye,
But that's
proud
what
as fuck to be
happens. That's
for
what happens
West
all the
Lothian.
time, innit? It's like the city eats up the town. How many people get Glasgow musicians and they're for Ayrshire or Dumfries or something like that?
Aye, we get loaded in with either Edinburgh or Glasgow, but we very rarely get shouted out as being for West Lothian. So thank you for introducing us as that, by the way.
Well, that's fine. I've noticed that you're outside, and then you might have heard earlier on that there's a really good barbecue kicking about round the corner from me.
Cool.
But I didn't want to do it. It's a technical risk for me to do that.
Right.
So I'm not going to do
You're
it.
more than welcome. Like, I don't mind. Go for it.
No. Let's do at least a bit of an interview. I'll get a shot, but it could go.
Cool.
It could backfire. We'll try at the end. I would like to end. There's a comment already saying I was expecting at the end of Becca's track, Mark would have been at a barbecue eating, having a burger at the end. I would have loved to have done that. It's just too risky, especially. Stuart saying we're working now. Hey guys, hello Joe. Barbecue is now live. Okay, good to know, Tam. I will try and end this show with a barbecue. This is Zach from Dictator. If you didn't know, I'm going to change the brand because I've noticed we've still got the Boomtown brand on for yesterday, and let's make it something a bit more, a wee bit more outdoor. Can we add a barbecue? Do you know what? I'm going to find a barbecue thing.
Go for it.
While I'm doing that, explain where the Dictator come from. First of all, for anyone who doesn't know, I've loved listening to all the tunes that have came out for you guys. The videos, the artwork, it reminds me a wee bit of what we were doing, or we've been doing. Completely different music though. I can't quite describe it, but I just love it. What's different between us and you guys is it seems quite easy to like yous. So I think this is going to do very well because it's actually good.
Can I just stop you, mate? Right? Because see, just before I even start waffling on about myself, can I just are you there? Where is he gone?
I'm here, man. I'm here.
I just wanted to say it's an absolute privilege to be doing this show with you. I've watched the show before. I think you had like Spawn Zero for West Lothian on. I'm sure
I had
at one point.
Spawn on.
Aye, and I've watched your show a couple of times. I didn't realise that you were the boy for the Gyro Babies. So I'm sorry that I didn't recognise you first of all. But can I just say that it's an absolute privilege to be on the show with you and be interviewed with you, mate. Thank you very much.
Not a problem at all, mate. It's great to have you here. It's been a challenging couple of years, so that's why you probably didn't recognise me. But we've got a barbecue background, so okay, now we can talk. Now we can talk shop.
Cool, mate.
I don't know where I first heard about yous. But I'm going to play. I think what I'm going to do for starters is because I don't think that our viewers might be aware of yous yet.
That's
so I want to put that right and play one of your tunes first. What's an opening gambit? What's a good? I don't even know if that's relevant.
Yeah.
What's a good opening gambit for our barbecue that we're having here?
I don't think anyone can dislike one of our most recent tunes called Rubik's Cube. So if you want to play that,
I
mate.
doubt it. I doubt it. It's a great tune.
Thank you.
It's I'm going to try and guess your influences after this.
I go for it.
I want everyone in the comments to guess the influences. I can't quite figure these out. That's why I like it. But there's just a few bands. It's not so much the way it doesn't remind me of certain bands. It's just the style of it. I don't know. I think we're going to like some similar bands. That's all I'm saying. I think
Cool.
there's a. Let's go and listen to it. If you're watching this, let us know what you think of this. This is Rubik's Cube, which is the name of the debut EP, which they're launching at St Luke's, which is pretty good going for a debut.
Aye,
Fuck's
we've maybe bit off more than we can chew, mate, but it'll be a laugh at it.
That's what barbecues are all about. This is
My name is
Dictator
Tarimo
Rubik's Cube.
I made the cube.
Hear that? Okay.
Probably you heard the bar.
Tumbling, fumbling around my head, you know my love, and baby, don't back down. My head's a Rubik's Cube. Ooh, ooh. Muddle me up now, you know my love, my baby told me once, you know I'm never gonna back down. Unless I'm tumbling and fumbling with you. Unless I'm tumbling and fumbling with you. Sometimes my colors, baby, but just to prepare. 1 cube, 6 size, 9 stickers, and there's 54 squares. Turn my grooves, if you figure me out, I give you 20 moves. It's just a cube, why does it feel like I've something to prove to you?
The cube has a very basic form, capable to change, to change, to change, to change, to change.
I tumbled and fumbled around instead. You know my head is like a Rubik's Cube. Ooh, ooh. Except all them colors turn to blue. Unless I'm tumbling and fumbling with you. I'm tumbling and fumbling. I'm tumbling and fumbling. I'm tumbling and fumbling. Sometimes my colors, baby, but just to prepare. 1 cube, 6 size, 9 stickers, and there's 54 squares. Turn my grooves, if you figure me out, I give you 20 moves. It's just a cube, why does it feel like I got something to prove to you?
The cube, capable to change. The cube, without a special. The cube, finally I succeed. The cube, nowadays, it goes to the cube.
Do you remember the first time you saw
The
it?
cube.
Why do you think the cube is so popular?
The cube became popular.
Sometimes my colors, baby, but just to prepare. 1 cube, 6 size, 9 stickers, and there's 54 squares. Turn my grooves, if you figure me out, I give you 20 moves. It's just a cube, why does it feel like I got something to prove to you? Why does it feel like I got something to prove to you? Why does it feel like I got something to prove to you?
This is shite.
Brothers and sisters, may the peace that can only come from the one God be upon you. We are here to tell the people that we hear you. One God will not allow us as people of conscience to lose our morale.
Powered by our patrons. We are indeed powered by our patrons. I forgot to mention that earlier on. We are powered by our patrons. And if you are a patron already, check your notifications. We have a little gift for you today. We also have a free Boomtown ticket to give away. Free lift, free ticket to Boomtown. But you need to let me know ASAP. And that's amazing. That's Rubik's Cube. Fab, I'm tumbling and fumbling, says Stuart. I bloody have heard Dictator. Love this track. That's on Mark's You Call That Radio playlist. Correct. It's a great tune. Fantastic tune. Funky as fuck.
That's what we're after, mate.
Or maybe just funky af. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe I didn't need to swear. Does barbecue an epic quite rightly says, is there no delivery service, Tam? That's a good point. This is what's going to happen. There's going to be no barbecue left by the time I get there. That's what's going to happen in it, Tam. Okay, we got. Does Gyro Babies have a wee Doors influence? Not deliberately. I love the Doors, but sorry, I'm just trying to get the white balance. It's because the light's changing. It's starting to get darker. Let's talk about your influences, and then I'll talk about Gyro's influences. What is your band? First of all, how many people's in your band, and what are they all into?
There's 4 of us, mate, and it would probably be easier to list off what doesn't influence us than what actually does influence us, because we come from all different backgrounds, and we love all different styles of music. Micheal, who's our lead singer and main songwriter as well, is probably more into your like. I didn't even want to actually make these assumptions, but like probably more of your traditional indie and rock and roll. Certainly was. We all were. We came from like those kind of bands, but we got really bored of it, and that's when we formed Dictator, just because we wanted to experiment with different sounds and draw from the many influences that we that inspire us. So
what bands were you in before? Is anyone I might know?
So Micheal and Joe, our singer and our bass player, they were in a band called The Barrels, just a Livy band, and Allan and myself, we were like way back when we were in a band together called Japan 4.
I know Japan 4. Yeah.
For better or worse, it existed. So, and then for a while, I was also in a group called the Phantoms as well. So it was all like very much guitar-driven rock and roll bands, which I'm proud of everything that I did with them. Don't get me wrong, but I just got bored of that sound. I think we all did, and that's so we just were like, we ended up starting experimenting with like making beats and all that. I think that's how this originally came up, and then we started a wee jam group with the 4 of us, and then just decided that actually we can do whatever we want. So we like started making this kind of music, which is very cross genre and draw from like loads of different places. We've got songs like Rubik's Cube, which is just fun and silly and means nothing, and we've got like politically motivated songs, and then we've got like ballads as well. Do you know what I mean? So the whole point of Dictator was just to do what we wanted, and not really if people liked it, cool, and if you didn't like it, well, we like it, so that's fine.
Yeah, it's amazing. I've enjoyed everything I've heard so far.
Thank you.
EP's out, let's get that right. Let's get that information right. It's on September the 8th at St Luke's.
The EP comes out September the 2nd, and then we're playing St Luke's on September the 8th. That's right, mate. Aye.
September the 8th. Okay, let's get that right. Let's get that in the diary. It's a Thursday as well.
It's a Thursday, aye.
That's good, because the weekends are destroyed by festival season. Have you done any festivals this year?
Have we done any festival? I think we were Liverpool Sound City.
Oh wow, that's good.
Aye, we were. It was part of the Sama showcase. The kind people at the Samas took us along to that. It was amazing. A really, really cool experience. We've done Stag and Dagger in Glasgow, and then we've got Vibration coming up in September. But other than that, I just had a son, so I told the boys, I was like, I can't gig over the festival period basically. And I said to them, I was like, you can obviously go and do what you need to do. If the opportunities come in and that, you have to take them. But they were pretty much insistent that they waited for me, which I heavily appreciate, man. So we've basically taken summer off to an extent, and then we're getting back to it this month.
It's still good going. I mean, you've got Stag and Dagger. Vibration, actually, I'm going to bring that up because I'm trying to remember, what date is that again?
The 3rd of September?
The 3rd, yeah, that's why I can't do, because it's the same weekend as Lindisfarne, I think, if I remember rightly. Cool. Yes, it is. But yeah, you've got who's all playing? Is it Charlatans?
Charlatans, Zootons, Darkness, Ash. Yeah. There's some amazing local acts. Sylvie, PG Charletta. That was like,
shouts to Sylvie, she's brilliant.
She's amazing, mate. She's amazing.
Superb. Yeah, what was that? I seen one of those. Oh, what is it? What's the name of that Facebook page? It's just quite good, sort of unsigned bands memes. And it's like thanking the band that's never met you for letting them support you and stuff like that. And it was, I like that. Like, thanking the charlatans. You need to do that at the end of Vibration, even if you don't get to meet the charlatans. Just thank the charlatans for sorting these out. Actually, shout out to Tim Burgess, who actually Joe went and was playing a Joe Jive set, and he was really nice. I met him once briefly. I just said, when I say I met him, I just went, "Good gig, mate," and I walked away because I was drunk. And I've learned that that's what you do when you meet one of your heroes. You just say, "I really enjoy your new album," and walk away. If you don't want the fear the next day.
I'm really hoping that I do get to meet Tim Burgess, to be honest, man.
It's just nice. It's nice. I think you can.
He does a lot to champion sort of new and up and coming music as well, and he does a lot with his listening parties. So I've heavy respect for him. Obviously, I love the Charlatans anyway, but he seems like a cool guy, man.
Yeah, no, the Tim's Twitter listening parties was a great idea as well, and also a lot less having to rely on tech. It's just basically, if you don't know what that is, it's basically everybody on Twitter hits play at the same time, and then the people that made the album talk about their album, about what it was about, how they made it and stuff like that. Awesome guy, down to earth, says Joe. Love the Zootons. Joe likes that lineup. We've just announced that we're going to Lindisfarne that weekend today. So if you're a patron, check that out. We've got a wee gift for you for all the patrons. And I'm going to go. So we've got the St Luke's gig. Let's talk about the support act. So who else is playing? I'm going to try and. You've got a flyer. I'm going to go and find the flyer. Can you tell us about the bands while I find the flyer?
Mate, I wish I could tell you about the bands. Normally I'm pure hands on with this stuff, but as I say, I've just had a son, and I'm actually no that fully in the loop with everything that we're getting up to. So I don't know. That sounds pure disrespectful, man. I didn't know much about the bands that are actually playing this.
Right, well, you could just make something up while I find the
They're amazing, mate. The Plastic Youth and Cloud House, that's what they're called. And they're absolutely, they're the best bands to come out of Scotland in who knows how long, man. If you didn't want to come for us, at least come for them. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, exactly. I like the idea of them thanking you for having them, supporting them, and you don't watch them and you don't know who they are. That's all.
I tell you what, I will watch them. I always watch the support acts.
You've got to, man. You've got to. You want to know what you're up against.
It gives me the fear sometimes because, like Sylvie, for example, right, supported us, and she was absolutely amazing. And it gave me the fear. I'm like, we're the headline act. How are we going to do any better than that? And I'm not saying we did do any better than that, but it motivated me to get up there and it really, really give it full welly, man. So you need to watch the support acts for sure.
Definitely. If they're either way, it's good because, like you said, if it's good, then you've got to raise your game.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's shite, you still raise your game.
Aye. I've never had a shite support act, in all honesty.
Sometimes you've got to do a 5-0. Sometimes you've got to do a 5-0. Special guest, Plastic Youth and Cloud House, low ticket warning. And I love the Traffic Cone. Obviously, our record label's Traffic Cone Records, so we've got similar. I think that's what I meant by the artwork earlier on.
Right.
We've had various depictions of that fucking traffic cone. But I didn't. You know what? I thought I wanted to run a label, and then I started dealing with musicians, and it's like herding cats, and it's bad enough dealing with the musicians that are in my band. No offense, I know you're probably watching, guys, but it's hard to work with musicians.
Aye.
So I quite like doing this. You know what I mean? Like putting on a stage at a festival, booking in a bunch of bands, interviewing them, trying to help promote them, but not actually having to sign people or like because musicians change their minds. Things change. Things change quite quickly. But yeah, so I'm there anyway. It's a Thursday. All my weekends are fucked till October, but I can make a Thursday night, and I will be there because I've not seen these live before. I've just enjoyed the tunes. I'm just really enjoying the tunes, like genuinely really enjoying them. I'm not just saying that. I just actually like them. It's fresh. I can't quite figure it out. The question was from Stuart was Gyro Babies influenced by the Doors? No. The Gyro Babies was basically me coming in. I've been writing lyrics secretly all my life. I'm from a place which is not. They don't let you. You can't be a musician. You can't be. Oh, I you're Liam Gallagher, a rock and roll star. There was no bands where I'm from. No bands. So I kind of secretly wrote lyrics, but I was kind of influenced by probably Eminem, Dr. Dre, the Beta Band, maybe Gabba from my early days, a few other things. And also I was like quite into all my underground bands that, you know, I started with Flaming Lips, Mercury Rev, all that kind of stuff. Super Furry Animals, definitely. All that kind of stuff. And then Hazy, who I started the band with, he was just into Pink Floyd, Radiohead, Muse. That's about all he listened to. And then Martin Youn on bass, he had a very diverse musical influence. The drummer Claude, he was from France and he couldn't really speak English, so we don't really know what he was into. But he was a lovely guy, and he still is a lovely guy. Shouts to Claude, legend. But yeah, it just kind of was like a mixture of, we don't really agree. We didn't. And then obviously later on, Robbie and Gordy joined the band. There's very few bands that we all agreed on. There was just different things. So the Doors influence is just by fluke. I like the Doors, but I mean, definitely didn't go out there and try the Doors. Certainly didn't try to have a punk sound. It was just because I wasn't very good at singing. I had a shouty vibe to it because I didn't really know what I was doing. Pink Floyd, love a bit of Pink Floyd. That's why someone called us Punk Floyd, and that's fairly accurate, to be honest. Gyros sound more like Fun Loving Criminals. Well, do you know what? We did do a cover version of Evil All the Time in the World because Huey did that when we were all mad with it when I was about 16. And that stuck with. So when we did get to play the bars, we did do a cover of the Fun Loving Criminals cover of Louis Armstrong, if that makes sense. Congrats for having a win. Well done.
You. I didn't do much of the work, to be honest, but aye, thank you.
Well, it's good that you're there, innit? You're still there. That's half the battle.
That's it.
I'm going to play another tune. What tune should that be?
Probably the most recent release, which was Finn. It's another silly, fun and upbeat song. It's written from the perspective of our singer's dog, who's a West Highland Terrier, and it's just a happy tune, mate. And the weather's good. You're going for a barbecue. Let's keep the good vibes going, man.
The barbecue, mate. I know life. By the time I get to the barbecue, we'll be finished. I know what life is. I know what happens next. I've seen this before. Maybe I can just sit here alone with an image of a barbecue behind me. That's as close as I'm going to get to a barbecue. But before we play that song, Dictator, when I put it into YouTube, it comes up straight away. And that's obviously because Google knows me. Google knows what I'm thinking. Google knows what I dream of while I'm sleeping. But in general, I noticed when I tried to tag you on Instagram, there was a few different Dictator bands. Have you had any issues with that yet? How Googleable are you? Is basically the question.
I've no idea, no, honestly, mate. I think we've ever had issues. To find us on our socials, it's usually like Dictator Band. I think we made all our handles so that you could find us easy enough. Definitely Dictator_band on Twitter, and just at Dictator Band on Instagram. I didn't use Facebook. I have no idea what it is on Facebook. And then
you never use Facebook?
I use Messenger, but I didn't really use Facebook. No, not anymore these days. I run my own business, so I kind of use it for that. But I just upload stuff. I didn't scroll through it or anything anymore.
Do you want to shout out your business?
It's called Good Gas. I'm a heating engineer to trade, and so anyone wants a boiler service, give us a shout.
Good. That's as close as you'll get an advert on this show. I think it's all right.
Thank you.
Joe saying, just get a McDonald's. Nah. Fed up with Facebook now? Aye, everyone's fed up with Facebook. Somebody needs to take them out. I've actually just... Facebook's thrown me off for something. So
really?
we're now streaming on Twitter instead. I don't know what I did wrong, Facebook. I don't know what I did wrong. That's why we try and focus on the YouTube channel. We've got Dictator Finn set up, ready to go. What is this song about?
So it's a song written, as I say, it's for the perspective of our lead singer's dog, and it's just about coming home to your loved ones. It's kind of about being away, like maybe you work away. For us, it was like being away on tour, and the song's just about like appreciating the people closest to you, the people that matter most, and the people that help you do all the stuff out with your family life, that they help to support you and doing all of that stuff. So it's quite a nice sentiment.
It's a great sentiment. I'm just going to try and play it here. let's go for that. And
I've been gone too long, and I know
Dictator.
I'm overdue. I've been gone so long, but you know just what to do. Just scooch a little closer, let me tell you all about my day. Now you're home. Well, I'm desperate to be closer to you, but you're never gonna take your eyes off the door. And I said, is it true? Cause I know that it's you, but you said that it's true. No, I know. I've been going so low, but I know I'll always come back to you. I'll keep singing my soul, cause I know you never tell me what to do. Well, you're never ever gonna tell me what you're feeling, and I think that is fine. But you're never ever gonna feel like it's better unless you say what's on your mind. Cause you know, I got you, and you know that it's true. Cause you know, I got you, and I know. I've been searching for all the meaning in my life, and the road, well, it leads on back to you. I've been gone, I've been over, but I'll always find the time for you, for you. I've been going so low, but I know I'll always come back to you. I'll keep singing my soul, cause I know you never tell me what to do. You never tell me what to do.
You call that radio, radio, radio. More like a TV show, TV show, TV show. On almost every night, every night, every night. It's gonna be streaming live, streaming live, streaming live. You call that radio, radio, radio. More like a TV show, TV show, TV show. On almost every night, every night.
We need new jingles. That was amazing once again. Dictator. Finn.
Thank you, man. Finn the wee dog, Finn the wee Westie.
Shouts to Finn. Shouts to Finn all day. How many tracks is on the EP?
I think technically there's 9 tracks, but 4 of them are like interludes. So there'll be like 5 full tracks, but then 4 of them are just like wee segments that we've they're almost like intros and outros, but we put them as separate tracks, like to because they stand alone as their own wee section, but they were only like a minute to a minute and a half, so we decided to put them as interludes. Plus we're right into like well, like hip hop, and a lot of hip hop albums tend to have like skits and interludes. So we really wanted to do something like, I guess, as a nod to some of those classic albums.
What kind of hip hop we talking?
For me, I'm like heavy golden era hip hop, like sort of that early 90s boom bap stuff. But like even when before Dictator were formed, but like as we were forming, Michael and I had a conversation, and we we're like, "Aye, man, we'll make beats like Jay Dilla and stuff like that." Obviously, that was incredibly ambitious, and it's not even anything close to what we sound like. But it was sort of like the kind of stuff like that's just to give you an idea of how far away we were trying to get from the traditional indie boy archetype, man. That's the kind of stuff that we're trying to draw influences from. Joe, our bassist, is he's very much into Scottish hip hop. So like your Becca Starr, who you had on earlier, and then she had songs featuring Loki and Mog. Joe's a massive Mog fan. So like we're drawing influences from all over the place. I'm embarrassed to say, but I've only recently got into Scottish hip hop over the past couple of years, and a lot of that's due to Joe. I was pretty much stuck in a rut with just listening to the same old stuff that I always listened to. But I'm glad to see that Scottish hip hop's in such an exciting place, I suppose. It's just so many amazing artists out there from Scotland creating hip hop music. It's really cool to see.
It is. I totally agree with that. Because obviously someone that loves the golden era of hip hop from America myself, we could just find that a lot of the American hip hop these days just doesn't really do it for me. But then I listen to something exciting from Scotland. For me, it gets. I'm more excited by that. Obviously, there's exceptions. You know, you've got some really cool underground stuff from America as well. I think it's quite. Let's not tar all American rappers with the mainstream brush. There's some but I mean, the mainstream hip hop in America is really, really bad.
Well, but you could. Because right, we have this conversation all the time, man. But
let's have it. I've never had it with you.
Right, not you and I. So not you and I, right?
Let's get it here.
Right, let's get it, right? But
right,
so
okay,
your mainstream American hip hop, right? Who you got? You've got Kendrick Lamar.
All right, we're not talking about Kendrick here. I won't hear a bad word against Kendrick.
You've got your J. Cole, your Joey Badass, right? These are all still what I would consider mainstream hip hop, and they're all absolutely smashing it. I know there is a load of shite out there, but there's a load of amazing artists that are still coming through that are still getting like the cream of the crop sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. I think what I would say is J. Cole's alright. He's obviously good. He's a good lyricist, a good rapper. He's never grabbed me. Do you know, I've got him on a few of my playlists. I'm trying to wait in that J. Cole song grabbing me.
Have you heard the song? This is the song, because I was the same for ages, and then he released that. It's actually, you're probably about 8 year old or something now, but it was a song called Let Nas Down, and it's basically about how Nas had kind of slighted him a wee bit, because Nas was like hyping him for a bit, and then he released a load of commercial, like J. Cole released a load of more commercially shite, and Nas was like, nah, I'm not in it. And then he released a song addressing that. That was a song that actually pulled me into him. I thought, this is brilliant. And then, interestingly enough, Nas done a reply track saying you made Nas proud. So,
right, I didn't know this.
Check that shit out, mate.
Check it out. He did a really good diss. I can't remember, was it Little Xan or one of those people? He dissed really well in an almost grown up, mature way. And then, do you know who I'm talking about?
Nah, I didn't see if I didn't like you, mate. I just didn't pay attention to it. Like, so
it's a J. Cole song, but it's a really good diss. It's a very good diss that he did in a way that he dissed the guy, but also he was like almost like an older brother putting an arm around him, going, like, you know, you're actually quite shite, cool. And you're just rapping about stuff that all your fan base is going to grow out of, and that's exactly what's happened to the guy. I can't remember who it is. If anyone knows in the comments, let me know, because it's a really good diss, because it was trying to be nice. It was trying to be nice, but obviously it's not nice because he just predicted the guy's downfall. Mm-hmm. Go back to your song, Epi says, great fun tune and video, thanks. Definitely want to go and see you in September.
Thanks, Joe.
Brilliant, says Joe. We got his shout outs to West Lothian.
There he is.
Spawn's easy. Spawn Zero is in the house, tuned in. Big up Zach, West Lothian legend.
Back at you, Spawn Zero, mate.
Shouts to Spawn, who was that doing the rabbit hole. He smashed it, and I believe he's got a new album on the way. So looking forward to hearing that out. The rap channel is a go to me for Rhyme Sales Entertainment. We've actually had a few Rhyme Sales Entertainment on. We've had Brother Ali on the show. We've had Sarok as well. So we've had a bit of that. Yeah, it's for Kendrick. Kendrick, absolutely 10 out of 10. I've not really the new album's so dense. I've not quite figured it all out. But I've got tickets to see him at the Hydro. I know it. But To Pimp a Butterfly is one of my favourite hip hop albums of all time.
Yeah.
Joey Badass I like, but once again I've not heard the new album. I don't know. I'm loving the new Lupe Fiasco album. That's incredible.
Didn't know you had one out, mate, but I'll check that out, man.
Check it out. Was it Drill Music in Zion, I think it's called. So good. I finally caught it. I only had one tune up until today. I was walking about in the sunshine, listening to it 3 times. Fucking brilliant. Check out the Lupe Fiasco album. I'm going to actually bring up your bio, because there was a few things that I wanted to ask you about your bio. So let's get into that. You are just with the producers you're working with. They've worked with some great bands. So let me find this. Dictator. Yes. So you have worked with. They have worked with the bio. First of all, you've worked with you've supported the Fratellis.
Yes, yeah.
Las Vegas and the Ratings.
Yes.
That's mad. That's madness. How long have you been together for?
Fucking tell me about it, mate. We formed in like 2019-ish, maybe tail end of 2018. We done our first gig, like our very first gig at the tail end of 2018, and it was terrible. And we took it back to the drawing board and we're like, we need to sharpen up and get better at like.
How was it terrible? Sorry, I just like hearing about bad gigs.
Just a bit right. So, as I said earlier, we all came from like a traditional indie boy background, like 3 guitars and a drum kit. We were experimenting with samplers, we were using in-ears and playing with a click track, and it was all just very new to us. It was all new technology to us as well, and we didn't really know how to put on a performance with that. We hadn't really mastered the technology. And so when we took it to the stage, I think it was just too early, and we were like very robotic, almost stuck to the spot, and we were shiting ourselves, and it showed. So we were like, right, we need to go back and just work out what are we doing with all of this, and how do we make this a performance. So it wasn't like the worst gig in the world, but for us, I was like, right, like I was ready to quit the band after that gig. I was like, that was terrible. We can't perform like that. But we went away and we did master.
How much was that? How much of that do you think was in your mind? Was that just like you expected it to be better than it wasn't? As someone who thinks I have bad gigs all the time, and sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't, but I think I do. If you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Aye, I'm like that. I'm probably our worst critic. Nobody's harder on myself than I am, so I'm constantly like. At post gig, I'm like, right, we could have done that better, and we should have done this when we did that, and all of that stuff. When really, anybody who's watching this doesn't actually care. They're all just having a good time. But for me, I'm just constantly. I think I'm just trying to get better every time. That's all, man.
Not wrong with that.
Yeah.
Get better.
Aye. But aye, that was the first gig, and then we didn't release our first song till like nearly an entire year later, November 2019. And so we kind of count that as the official start, because that's when we sort of found our sound and mastered what I don't want to say mastered, because we've definitely not mastered it yet, but we're a lot better at what we do on stage as well. So aye, roughly 2019. But then everyone knows what happened. So we didn't really
there was a wee bit of a bug going about. For people that aren't from West Lothian, there was a bit of a bug going about in West Lothian that meant that you couldn't play gigs for a year or two. It sounds mental when you say it out loud, but that's what happened, didn't it?
That's it, mate. That's pretty much it. But it was a good time to reflect and for us to really work on what we were doing as well, and discover musically how we wanted to sound and what we wanted to say with our music as well. So I feel it's a horrible time for everyone, but I feel like it kind of benefited us as artists.
Loads of people have been on this show saying that it was actually the best time of their life and it worked really, really well for them. And loads of people, it didn't. And yeah, it was shite for me. I do this every day after day.
Well, it was people like yourself and a lot of other people who started podcasts that helped a lot of us get through it, mate. I certainly discovered a lot of new music for a start during that period.
Yeah, no, I mean, I actually enjoyed it as well, because it's quite good to talk to people. I'm quite a social person. I like to see what's going on. I didn't like the idea of just not talking to people for 2 years.
Aye.
So it was good for me. And also, it's been great. It's opened up loads of opportunities rather than me just sitting doing nothing. But I mean, I'm quite jealous of the artists or people that were in furlough or artists that had enough money just to sit in their arse and just chill for 2 years. Sounds amazing, man. Just do nothing. Maybe write some lyrics. Maybe do a painting of the sea and just reflect and relax. You know, I mean, I've aged 10 years in 2 years. I would like to just chill. So I would have preferred to chill, but it's also I'm very lucky that I had the opportunity to do this. Because see, if that had happened 5-6 years ago, I'd have been fucked. Luckily, I had a few, you know, I could get a few reasonably well-known people on the show to kind of put a spotlight onto it. And then also just knowing so many cool underground bands, it worked out quite well for me. I'm very lucky, but it was still a lot of work. Let's go back to your, the question was, I mean, Las Vegas, how did you end up supporting Las Vegas?
So, Las Vegas is a cool one because they...
In fact, sorry, before you do it, say that again in the first sentence.
Las Vegas was a cool
The name drop.
You call that radio?
It's a good tune. Tell us about Las Vegas.
So, can I just say as well, I know of the Gyro Babies because of Las Vegas. Did you support them, like, back in the day? Like, at their early... Like, at their...
And,
when they were first forming?
Sort of... Technically... We supported Mad Skull a lot.
Aye.
And then Mad Skull supported Las Vegas. So sometimes James would get on stage with Mad Skull.
Aye.
So I remember Las Vegas not being very well known. And then they kind of got a lot of hype in MySpace with their demos. And it was, for me, it was really inspiring to see a guy that you know just get signed and go on a world tour and just become famous. And I've got a lot of respect for the Las Vegas guys just because we've had them on the show and stuff. Rab's been on the show. Just normal people that just became famous overnight almost. And shout outs to them. And I know that some people don't like the music and stuff, but I just don't understand. There's an element of a jealousy that comes from people. It's like if you don't like the music, that's fine. It doesn't mean you should still be proud that somebody's that actually just worked hard and they got a spotlight.
Absolutely, mate.
So and also when they came back from tour and stuff, they used to still come to pop into our gigs or pop into the venue that I was working at and stuff, and just stayed humble and good on them.
Aye. They're very cool guys, and that's how we ended up with a support slot, because for somehow they'd heard a couple of our songs and they were kind enough to invite us along. They just asked us quite a lot of the time, and you probably know that like gigs come from promoters and all that. We had no friendships with Las Vegas or anything like that. They just heard of us and they approached us and says, we want you to play with us at SWD3. It was mental. It's absolutely mental, mate.
That is mental.
I couldn't believe
that
it.
Doesn't happen very often.
No, I don't think it does. No, but that was what was cool about it is when I was a teenager, I followed them around, and like he says before, like a lot of people knew of them. It was just that MySpace thing. It was when they used to play really, really fast as well. And I'd seen them, and I'd seen I think it was King Tut's where they played with Mad Skull, and that's obviously how I've been introduced to Gyro Babies as well. But it was like a full circle moment for me to be like, holy shit, man! Like I used to obsess over these guys. I used to go to all their gigs. I remember they played in Livingston once to like 10 people maximum, and now I'm getting to share the stage with them in front of 1,300 people. It's mental, mate. Mental. Very,
That's
very
amazing.
lucky. Very lucky.
Amazing, man. No, it is really lucky. And but it just shows you that it's just cool. That's the thing about when you make something though as well, innit? It's just mad how sometimes these things just fall into just a bunch of random. Someone's retweeted it and someone's heard it and someone's went, I like that, and then they've just picked up. But that's good. It doesn't surprise me that much. But just also there's lots of people that are good that they just don't get that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, the only time that I think that we've really, there's lots of, we've had good support slots with like our peers, like people that I like as bands, like, Mickey Nines and stuff, but they're kind of like of the same kind of level. Maybe, I mean, I'm sure they would say they're better than us, which is, fair enough. It's up to how you interpret it. But, we're lucky when Steve Mason for the Beta Band. You remind me a wee bit of the Beta Band, some of the stuff they're doing.
The Beta Band was definitely was like a reference for sure when we were starting out, because they do a lot of cross-genre stuff, and they do a lot of
cross-genre, the skits, all that kind of stuff. Like, you know, the way that at the end of the first song where you hear someone going, "That's absolutely shite," and all that. Just little wee bits at the end. Yeah, and I think also they were inspired by the hip hop skit things, and we've done a bit of that ourselves. But yeah, Steve Mason, he gave us a shot to support them at Liquid Rooms, which meant the world to us. And Alabama 3, they were good. They let us do their after parties and stuff. But yeah, it's been quite unusual for anyone sort of bigger than us to sort of crouch down and go, do you want to do a slot?
I think that's it in the industry though, isn't it? I mean, that's how it tends to work. Maybe there's somebody behind the scenes, a manager or a label is like, nah, we're going to get to somebody that we've got vested interests in. So it doesn't matter how good you are, we're involved with them. We're going to give them the opportunity instead. That's me being pure bitter about it. Like, but
no, it's not bitter. I mean, it's just, the majority of the time it is what's going on. I mean, the band is doing a world tour. They don't have time to go through every single support act that's going to support them.
Aye.
And there's always a booker or a record label that's got an invested interest that they would like to get someone on the go. So it's all true, it's all facts. Love the Beta Band, the 3 EPs. Yes, if you don't know the Beta Band, check out the 3 EPs, it's incredible. That's the fire pit on the news, says Tam. I'm coming to see. Brilliant, says E.P, that was about your last song. And then Brian Rowe says, Dictator are the berries.
Thank you, Brian. I'm assuming that berries is a compliment.
It is, aye, it is. It's in a strange way. It could also be an insult. Like, Edmund's got one of them, what is it? Barry. That's Barry, that's good. That's a good thing. I'd never heard that before I started going to free parties in Edinburgh. What's the other one? And DOS. Have you heard the band DOS yet?
I've not, no.
Oh, wow. We'll maybe play it. Do you know what? Can we play a DOS song?
Aye, I'm up for it.
You up for it?
I'm up for it.
Let's play DOS. This is DOS live from our Road to Doon gig. It's a wee bit sketchy at the beginning with the whole... But yeah. But DOS is a kind of word that means... Like a dosser.
Aye.
Means something different. And then Edinburgh DOS is like good, isn't it?
I don't know, mate, West Lothian, it's not Edinburgh, so I didn't know all the lingo.
I know, sorry, I know that is offensive. That is offensive. That's like calling someone English or something. Got a Scottish person in England. By the way, no disrespect to England. I've heard a lot about you. I respect your culture. I've heard our keyboard players from England. I've never been to England myself, but I've heard a lot about your culture, and we're going to be there at Boomtown Festival this Saturday. Let's see. I've heard that it's 35 degrees and you've got no hose pipes, but I can't bloody wait. But this is a band called DOS.
Dreams of being a white pop star. You know it's my tunes and I'm out since gone. But all the guys sings about being skinned and being on the door. Sings soppy fucking love songs to his fucking home. To me, all these busker boys sound absolutely gas, but the Spice Boys and girls think it's a fucking gas. That boy, he's a poser. I'm gonna expose him. You wee dirty poser. You filthy wee poser. Postman, my man, please, postman, we gotta get next, but mate, on your greens go. Your matches on them, matches on that, matches on them. Easily digestible, there's little to offend. On this fireplace, we're taking those like our jackets. Getting up on the stage and making a tour hanging. Fuck me, no originality. Need to take risks so they get the right to so free. That bad down forces. And I'm here to expose you. Yeah, we dirty posers. Yeah, filthy wee posers. Art skill, I go to art skill. Take my bitches in our clothes, when you think they're dead. Nah, I know what they with me, I think you want a twat. Never worked a day, but God, I fucking
That was DOS.
Big fan of that, mate. Big
That's
fan
good,
of that.
isn't it? You can't go for that.
It reminded me like the Amazing Snakeheads a wee bit.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. That's what I got for it as well. And Amazing Snakeheads meets Sleaford Mods or something. They were great. They played our you call that radio stage, the Tum Tum Tree, at the Rabbit Hole last week, and the great headliners, them and Sex Cakes and the Rag and Bone Man, not to be confused with Rag and Bone Man. It was just a great weekend, and they're just about to pop off. I think everybody that's hearing that's just loving it. So, Hug and Pint, love that they're all still moshing. Yeah, no, it was crazy. DOS are lads are nuts. Cheers, Mark. Mr. Wiggly's in the house. Mr. Wiggly is an absolute legend, by the way. He wrote hits for the likes of E17, Stay Another Day. Shouts to Mr. Wiggly. I promise you I'll come on your podcast, mate. We are pretty much nearly at the end of festival season. We've only got Boomtown this week, Edinburgh Fringe, Shambhala, Lindisfarne, and then I'm going to be a normal person again. But yeah, evening, Dom. Oh yeah, so just have a wee chat. But let's get back to Dictator. You have a big EP launch, which is 9 tracks, which you could have just did one more song and called it an album.
I know, but so the plan was, like, when we do an album, we want it to be an album, and we want it to be more. I don't know what's like a concept album, but we want to make sure that it's well thought out, and that it's like we put our heart and soul in it. To be fair, we have put our heart and soul into this, and it is very well thought out. The whole thing's designed to be listened from start to end. A lot of it like ebbs and flows from one song into the other, like kind of seamlessly, so you didn't really notice you're into the next song. Just stuff that we like doing. We probably could have called it an album, to be fair, but
then it's your debut album. To be fair, if it was your second or third thing, then no. But yeah, then yeah. Sorry, if it was your second or third thing, then yeah. But if it's your debut, you don't want to say it's your debut album, because you put your heart and your soul into it. But you
as
put
I
your
said
heart
earlier,
and soul into it. You put your heart and soul. You put half of your heart and half of your soul into it, didn't you?
Well, it's just that there's 5 like full proper tracks in it, and then the other 4 tracks, as I say, is just it's interludes. So there is a lot of musicality to it. But there's some cool samples, and like Bems, who's one of the featured artists on the EP.
There's Bems on there as well. He's getting a boot, man.
He is, mate. He's amazing, man. He is. I've had to represent him today as well, man.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a Bems t-shirt. I didn't recognise that. Shouts to Bems, man. He's been on the show, and it's been great to see him just absolutely smashing it, selling at King Tut's, jumping on stage with the Snuts.
He's a
playing
cool
Transmit. Absolutely, he shut that down. Good on him.
Aye. So he's a featured artist, but he left me he also featured on one of the interludes as like a wee speaking section. We've involved a lot of your family in those interludes. So you've got Alan's 2 kids they've got their own wee section called Daddy's Songs, and even on the very last song, you've got Michael's mum and dad are on saxophone and backing vocals. So it's like, as I say, our heart and soul and our family, everything's involved in this, mate. It's just that there was only 5 full tracks. The rest of the songs are just cool wee segments, cool wee fun stuff that we wanted to throw in. But not an album yet. Not an album yet.
It's not an album, no. You're right. Just keep it at 9. If it had been 10 tracks, though, I would have been like, I think that's the cut-off, innit? Is that the cut-off? If you've got 10 tracks, you've got to call it an album.
I don't know, mate. There's no rules, mate. There's no rules.
There is. Well, I mean, I know somebody's got a 12-track EP, and I mean, it's an album. I don't care what they say. I mean, I know they're the artist, but once you throw it out there, it's no longer yours, is it? There's a great saying about that. I just can't remember what it is. We're going to go. We've got one more tune. I think we've got time for one more tune from you guys.
Cool.
What should we do? What
What should we do, mate? What about Conquistador? It's another one off the EP. Off the debut EP.
So somebody's sorry. My buzzer just went. Sorry,
it's the barbecue.
Sorry. No, it's the barbecue's given. It's like someone's dropped off. It's like Tam's actually delivered it. Is that Tam dropping off my barbecue? Absolutely not. Just get dinged. Yeah. What was the song? Hide and Seek live at Biscuit Factory. Moonlight.
No, it'll be Conquistador. I think it's a lyric video.
Conquistador.
Aye. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, mate. But I think
Conquistador. I'm going to just type it in the way I hear it. Conquistador.
C-O-N-Q. Surely I'll come up.
Oh yeah, got you. Oh yeah, Conquista.
Conquistador.
I would say Conquista. Nope, not got it yet. Conquistador.
There you go.
Conquistador. I've got it, aye. You're right, it's called Conquistador. Do you know, it's actually come up as people have been typing it in wrong. So it's going up with that. So let's go for this. So it's Conquistador. What is this? What's this all about? What is it?
So it's one of, as much as we like to have keep everything light-hearted and have a good laugh, Conquistador's a bit more of a serious tune, and it's kind of about the corruptibility of all men, and specifically how like politicians these days tend to be like career politicians. They're not particularly interested really in helping the country. They're mere just trying to further on their own their own ambitions. So Conquistador's kind of about like, even if you do get into it for the right reasons, eventually you'll probably be corrupted and you'll sell everyone out your way. So it's not particularly positive, I suppose, but I think it's quite a valid point, especially these days.
Valid points. It's positive, in my opinion. We've got Don't Pay UK coming on soon.
Cool. On
the show next week, telling everyone to cancel their direct debit for gas and Lecky on.
Too right, mate. Too right.
October the 1st.
Listen,
I'm right up for it.
I shouldn't say this. If you want your gas meter done, give that shit right. Good gas.
You get happy gas. Cooking with gas. Let's go for this. Let us know what you think of this in the comments. Mr. Wiggly, who's just joined us, I think you're going to enjoy these guys.
Down by the fallacy, it's always been in vain. Don't play with my mercy, nor my suffering and pain. Just open up your eyes and listen to your battle cry. Won't change your stubborn views, boy, you're the same one you defy. Are we lost in our triumph, stuck where we are in this familiar asylum?
All systems go! Ignition.
or they try to.
Brothers and sisters, may the peace that can only come from the one God be upon you. We are here to tell the people that we hear you. One God will not allow us and people of conscience to lose our morale.
Powered by our patrons. We are indeed powered by our patrons. Shouts to all the patrons supporting this thing we're building, and it's important to support us now more than ever because we're actually moving into a new studio in the city centre, so we're going to have a set, couches, I don't know, but it means we can talk to people in real life rather than talking through webcams, which is great because it means we can be in West Lothian like that.
Absolutely, mate, absolutely.
But also, it's sometimes I'm just interviewing people that stay in the same scheme as me, so it's like, you know, it's going to be good to have we've got one in Glasgow city centre, we're going to have one in Edinburgh, and we can just hopefully just, because I mean, I interviewed Gordon Raphael, the Strokes producer, the other day in real life.
Wow.
And it's just better, you know what I mean? Just big faces, rather than the big face you can see the hand movements. I mean, look at this t-shirt, look at this bloody good t-shirt that's getting wasted, you can't see it. Anyway, but we're working on it. So if you, also there's a lot of people that have been messaging me today saying that they didn't realise that their Patreon had expired last year and stuff, because we're giving, everyone who's a patron is getting a very good deal right now. We're giving away a Boomtown ticket, the Gyro Babies are playing, a free Boomtown ticket, and we're giving away very limited half-price tickets for Lindisfarne Festival. So if you've forgotten about your Patreon and it's expired now, you really want to do it now and quickly. But anyway, that's enough of that. That's the reason we don't have adverts, is because, you know, you help us build the thing, and that's why we don't have adverts. Anyway, back to Dictator. That was great. I loved that. And,
Thank you.
And I think that, you know, it is positive. Making a statement is positive. And that's maybe that's one of the reasons that I kind of sort of struck a chord with me. Because that's basically what Gyros has done, and Jackal Trade's mother band that's more hip hop kind of stuff has done, is like, there is the serious tracks and there's also the fun. And I think, you know, me and my band members haven't always agreed on this, but something that I've always believed firmly with bands like the Beta Band, Super Furry Animals, millions of other examples I could give, is you can take your music seriously, but you don't need to take yourself too seriously. Why not have a fun song where you're just having fun, but then why also not have a serious song where you can actually be taken seriously? And if you're good, a good song's a good song, in my opinion. What do you think about that?
I absolutely, mate. I just think something like, we're painfully aware that this could all end at any time. We could stop making music tomorrow. So we try and enjoy every single moment, and we try and make it as fun as possible. But sometimes if you've got something to say, you need to say it. So we've got a couple of songs like that are maybe calling out things that we view as injustices. We've got another song called Anthem for a Doomed Youth. It was the first song we released. And it's not too dissimilar subject matter to what Conquistador was. That was 3 years between the songs, I think 2 years, and no much has changed, sadly. So it's important to have something to say, but it's also important not to take yourself too seriously either, and enjoy it all as well where we can.
Exactly. Enjoy it. Enjoy life. We forget about that sometimes. Try and enjoy life. What is so the EP's out September the 8th.
EP's out September the 2nd. September the 2nd. Friday, September the 2nd. We're going to be doing a couple of in-stores actually, if anyone wants to come and see us. I think we're going to be, this isn't 100% confirmed, but Glasgow's HMV on Argyle Street.
Hold on, that sounds like an exclusive. I don't think you're allowed to say that.
Well,
we're going to get the exclusive banner up for that.
Well, they're going to keep coming to me, don't worry. We're going to be doing Assai Dundee and Assai Edinburgh on Sunday the 4th. So details of them are to come. I think just if you didn't follow us on socials, follow us on the socials if you want to keep kept up to date with all of that stuff. But the EP physically comes out on Friday the 2nd of September, and then we play St Luke's to celebrate it on Thursday the 8th.
And we've got the banner. We've got the banner there for that here right now, with the Plastic Youth in the Cloud House. It was handpicked by Zach.
That's absolutely.
So you were saying earlier on, you're like, you kind of jokingly, tongue in cheek, saying you've bit off more than you can chew. Do you think that? Are you okay? Are you all right? Are you freaking out?
I'm shitting myself. I always am. It's a big ass venue, really big stage. Like, I don't know if we're gonna. Well, we're working our asses off to make sure we put on an amazing show. But I'm still shiting myself in case somehow we fuck up. Do you know what I mean? It's maybe like an imposter syndrome thing or something like that. But
I've got that now.
Aye, it comes in waves.
I've never had it before. First time I ever had it on stage. It's scary because I'm going to Boomtown Festival. That's why I've been practicing myself, doing the same song over and over again because I got my words wrong. But going back to the comments, love how the video's been put together. Cool. You've got the fire emoji for Spawn Zero.
Oh, man.
Love a lyrics video. Mr. Wiggly says this is great, nice one. Great tune and decent video, says Ali Grant. Another catchy tune. E.P is saying, Mark, Mr. Wiggly's Sunday is a great evening, fun entertainment and a wee bit techie with probably the best interactive quiz I've came across on YouTube. Love it, it's a great laugh. And there's Mr. Wiggly saying thank you, your support is so epic. It is a really good show. Check out Mr. Wiggly's YouTube channel and do check out every Sunday. And I'm aiming to be on that show hopefully by October. Things should be back to normal by October, I hope. And Joe's saying, I used to work for HMV as a loss prevention officer in Mort Argyle Street in Braehead. Love when bands come in to play and do a signing. You don't get too many these days. Exactly, it's good. Let's take it back. Let's take it back to the Concrete Streets original beats with the real live MCs signing the CDs and I know that you might not have a CD player, but buy a CD, get it signed, and keep it. Just keep it, because CDs will come back. Everything comes back eventually.
Well, it's coming out on vinyl, coming out on CD, coming out on tape. You've got loads of options there if you want, guys. The vinyl is like a limited edition white vinyl and all that. And if you want us to sign it, you just need to ask. Of course, we'll sign it. Amazing.
Final question that I started asking before. So you did Las Vegas. You supported the Fratellis. How did how did the Fratellis one come about? I know Mince the drummer. The Mince the drummer's in a band with Mog. So I know him.
Is it really? Aye.
He's in the Ducks they're called. And he rehearses. I see him at rehearsal studios all the time.
He gave us the best tour advice that you could ever get.
And what's that?
It was to invest in an Aerobi super disc, which is like a frisbee. Because you probably know yourself, but there's loads and loads of downtime on tour. And you get really bored and you didn't want to spend it like drinking or doing other bad things. So you need to find a way to kill that time. And so far, the Aerobi Super Disc that Mince recommended us has been so much fun and has kept us on the straight and narrow.
That's a great bit of advice. Amazing. Shout outs to Mince for the Fratellis.
Yes.
You won the Weekender Magazine Song of the Year in both 2020 and 2021. You have signed to Edinburgh-based indie label Black Hole Records. And spent the best part of multiple lockdowns shut away at 7 West Studios alongside James Holmes, who did Jerry Cinnamon, The Lapels, Declan Welsh and the Decadent West, who are actually about to sell at the bars. Shout out to Declan Welsh. He's worked really hard for that. Good on him. Johnny Mandan, who's done Gallus. We've had Gallus in the show, Spires, and the Dunce to record the latest set. Aye, that's legit. A legit producer. What's it like working with these guys?
It's amazing, mate. We went to them. We weren't sure because like the bands that you listed out are no really what I think bands that we would be associated with. A lot of them are like part of that, like they're a bit more maybe punky or stuff like that. It's not really what we sound like that much. But we went to them. We sent them some demos, and they basically just tore us a new one and just said like, you can do better. And instantly we were like, these are the people we want to work with because you need people that are going to be honest with you and not just like, aye, that's good, that's really good, come on in the studio and I'll take your money and you can bolt. You need people that are going to call you out and say you can do better than this, go and do it. So that was a really unique experience. We'd never had that before, and it was really eye-opening, and it helped us. It pushed us a lot, man. It pushed us a lot and helped us progress. So like, even when we write songs now, we write them differently because we're like, right, like we can do better. So let's make sure we're doing the best that we can, sort of thing. It's been really fun, man. Been really cool.
Amazing. And is there plans for the album? Are we getting carried away here?
Mate, we didn't.
Plans? You just one thing at a time.
One thing at a time. We didn't. We do. I don't want to say we're not ambitious or anything, but as I said earlier, we're just treating everything like we treat every day like it's our last when it comes to this stuff. Just try to enjoy it all well we can. We do have some plans for next year. We've not got any studio dates booked at the moment. It's been a busy year for us, so I think we're going to probably take the second half of the year to chill out a wee bit, write some songs, and then get into the studio early next year for the next round of singles. Maybe another EP, maybe an album, maybe another 9 or 10 track album. EP, sorry.
The EP is out on the 2nd of September, but go to the actual launch party on the 8th of September. It's Dictator launching the 9-track EP with Plastic Youth and Cloudhouse, and there is a very low ticket warning. I'm going to put a link in the comments to buy tickets for it. Go and do it. Go and do that now.
Thank you.
Also, just for anyone who happens to be tuned in, if you're going to Boomtown, we've been waiting 10 years for this gig. Gyro Babies are playing the Fool's Leap stage at Old Town on Saturday at 6 o'clock. I hope you can see us there. I have actually quit smoking, especially. I'm in day 11. I've got this as a backup because of a beer in the sun earlier on. This is for you, Boomtown. So if you're coming down, if you're going to Boomtown, come and see us, because it's actually quite hard to quit smoking for 11 days. We're going to end with one more tune. Can we give one more tune for you? Have you got another video?
We've got. Do we have another video? Yeah, we do. Candlemaker Row, probably, mate. Go for Candlemaker Row. That's a.
What was it?
Candlemaker Row. It's a street in Edinburgh.
Got it here. It's cool. It's another. Oh yeah, I've seen this one before. Amazing. Okay, Zach, thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm going to run down. I'm going to watch this and then I'm going to run down and see if Tam's still got the barbecue on the go. Thanks to Becca Starr, who was on earlier on. If you missed that, go on to youtube.com/YouCallThatRadio. I know you might be watching this on Facebook or Twitch or Twitter. If you are, this is the wrong way to watch and consume this. Go to youtube.com/YouCallThatRadio. If you're already doing that, hit the subscribe button, tickle the notification bell, and thank you to all the patrons who support us either by becoming a YouTube member or supporting us at patreon.com/YouCallThatRadio. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in tonight, especially on such a warm day like today. Hopefully you were out the back like yourself, Zach. I've been stuck in this room. I just didn't want to go. I don't know how the technology would work if I try and take it outside. Phone died, but got the rest. Mind to bring some t-shirts. Okay, so he's actually offering me a barbecue. What he actually means is bring the t-shirts that I ordered. Okay, I get it now. Joe still buys cassettes.
Awesome.
Cheers, Zach. Just told Bems he had a wee mention. Shouts to Bems. Keep up the good work, Bems. So we're going to end with what's this song about?
Candlemaker Row. So it's a street in Edinburgh, and there's a shop who's it's like an independent clothing brand called Paiute that are
oh yeah I know
situated
you're
there. Yeah. They've been amazing, real supporters of us, and we've always just loved their clothes. We love as a brand what they stand for, and they're often calling it Edinburgh City Council and calling it the royal family and a lot of other stuff. And we just love them. We just think they're a really cool brand. They make really cool clothes, and they've been very supportive of us. So we were up there one day, and we were like, "Here, this would be like a cool concept to write about them, and to write about the street, because the street's really historic, and there's loads of cool stuff that happened in the past. I think there was witch hunts or whatever you would call them, which they would kill witches or horrible stuff like that. And then there's really cool, eclectic, unique shops all the way down Candlemaker Row. So what we decided to do was we're going to write a song that's almost a tribute to Paiute, but we're going to try and reference the history of the street and reference all the different shops and landmarks that are all the way down the street. So it was just a cool concept for a song, and it's turned into something really fun.
Amazing. Thank you, Zach. It's been great hearing a bit more background, because like I said, I've not met you guys before, but I've just really enjoyed the music you're making. I'll definitely be at St Luke's on the 8th of September. Can't wait to see the 9-track, hear the 9-track EP with all its interludes. And this is Candlemaker Row. Everyone, I'm away to Boomtown for a week, but we'll be back soon with
thanks very much for having us.
Fringe, we're going to come back with Fringe stuff. We're going to come back with Boomtown stuff. So keep an eye on the YouTube shorts for maybe some Boomtown stuff. We're doing an Edinburgh Fringe special. Also, if you're going to the Rage Against the Machine gig, anyone, we've got a wee special venue for you where you can camp and have a pre-party and camp after it. I know there's no official camping. We've got unofficial camping if you just want to have a wee party before and after Rage Against the Machine and Run the Jewels and Nova Twins. I can't remember who else is playing, but it should be a good night. You're welcome to join us. It's just a 2-minute walk away from the actual venue. Give me a shout if you're interested in that. If you want a free ticket to Boomtown and a free lift from Glasgow, you need to let me know tonight. And we've got half-price tickets to Lindisfarne for the first 10 Patreons who get in touch. You can sign up at patreon.com/YouCallThatRadio. Go and support Dictator. Go and support Becca Starr. It's been a pleasure speaking to you guys, and enjoy the last song of the evening from Dictator. Thank you, Zach. I'll see you later, mate.
Thanks for having me, mate.
Yeah, love respect in the aspect to the man like Mark. I love how the man talk on the radio. In case you never know. You call that radio, radio. Call that the radio, radio. You call that radio, radio. Call that the radio, radio. Come and say, in my name, I'll just go with the flow. In my name, I'll just go with the flow. So till you miss a mark, now go bend down low. Till you miss a mark, now go bend down low. Boom. Lot of mercy. Yo. You call that radio, radio. You call that radio, radio. Come and say, don't you be an head, man, I'll go lose your head. Say, don't you be an head, me say, I'll lose the head. Me say, radio, radio. Call that a radio, radio. Straight from outer Glasgow, Glasgow. Straight from outer Glasgow, Glasgow. Nice enough for the studio, studio. Come and say, in my name, I'll just go with the flow. In my name, I'll just go with the flow. So till you miss a mark, now go bend down low. Till you miss a mark, now go bend down low. No radio, radio. You call that the radio, radio. Them man I give you miss a lot of subject, and them a thing a man you can't object. So don't you ever come and disrespect. I love and respect in a every aspect.